What is a Dragon Knight without any dragons? Greetings and Megavanin, everyone. Welcome to my... This is going to be like a brief review. I'll try to make this brief of Dragon Knight, created by Hex Studios. So this story follows the Dragon Knight Brayden, Edwin, who is a waiter at a tavern where he and the Dragon Knight meet. And Jigme, she's an assassin, a rogue assassin-like character who switches sides. She used to work for Abaddon, and the Abaddon's army, but she had a change of heart and switched sides to fight alongside Brayden and Edwin. And the whole thing is they're trying to stop Abaddon and his army from waging war, which there is a war scene at the end of this film, and they have to find the last remaining dragon, which at the beginning you learn about the fate of the dragons, and along the way it just follows their journey as they encounter Abaddon's army along the way. Now the story for this film I thought was okay. You can say is maybe pretty basic for a fantasy film. Nothing too special, but it's not bad by any means. I thought that the acting, although it can delve into the cheesy every so often, I thought it was at the very least okay to good. The fight choreography was also okay to good, with a couple of fight scenes that I thought were pretty standout, which were reserved for the end war scene at the end. The dragon effects. Now, some of the best things about this film was the cinematography, the musical score. I forgot to mention too, another one of the best things was about the film, I thought the costumes were also great. So that's another plus to this film. The special effects, some of the dragons you see at the beginning, and then the dragon that you see at the end, this dragon right here. And like I said, the 2 or maybe 3 fight choreography that you see was also very well done. The camera angles were also great, and they made great use of concealing the penetration of the blade and off-camera kills, like when a head gets decapitated, and that was a smart choice, I thought, because they can reserve those special effects for other things, such as the dragon, since the title of course is Dragon Knight after all, right? So I do hope that there is a sequel, because it ends not really on a cliffhanger, but it ends in a way that there could be a sequel to this, maybe even, I don't know if they intend to just make a sequel or a trilogy, but I do hope they continue with this film. If I had one little nitpick about the film, I thought that Brayden, he was super intense, quite a bit over the top, so I thought maybe he could have taken it down a couple notches. But now at this point, it's pretty much set in stone, so if there are sequels to this, he kind of needs to stay the same, and it's not so bad, especially with Jigme and Edwin around. They kind of play off each other, so it's actually okay. So overall, I would give this film, keep in mind, a 7 is good, and it is the bare minimum for me to consider something to be a good film. I would give this film a 7.75, and that is because it's a combination of, if I just had to go with just the story alone and those other aspects that I said that were really, really good, weren't as good, it would have just simply gotten a 7, even maybe a 7. But because all those things that I mentioned were great, the dragon effects, the beautiful cinematography, the camera angles, like the camera angle of when the amulet falls to the ground during one of the fight sequences, and Jigme's on the ground too, and you see that the amulet is more closer up towards the camera, and she goes to reach for it to pick it up, but one of Abaddon's men snatches it up off the ground. To me, that's just very well done. If this was just like a big Hollywood production or not an indie film, I probably wouldn't take notice of anything like that. But with indie films, they try to pay attention to little things like that. So I thought that was, the usage of the camera angles were very well done. This is one of the best dragon effects I've seen on screen. So I have to say that it's the dragon you see in Dragon Slayer. And by the way, I remember the name of the girl. Her name was Caitlin Clark. She played Valeris or something. I think her character's name was like Valeris or Valerie or Valerius or something like that. But played by Caitlin Clark. And then, Peter McNichols and, Ian McDermott had a little role in there. Ralph Richardson. So the dragon from Dragon Slayer, and the dragons that you see in Game of Thrones, and Smaug, the dragon from Desolation of Smaug, I thought were all great. And now this one, I can add this one to the list. So that will do it for my review. I would give it a 7.75 out of 10. I hope you all enjoyed, and see ya.